Will Marvel's Shang-Chi, The Eternals, and Spider-Man No Way Home get delayed or possibly show up same day and date in theaters and on Disney Plus like they did with Black Widow? That's the big question on a lot of Marvel fans' minds. And in this video, we're going to break down the new updates to this, what different people are saying about it, and then my own personal speculation on what I think will happen with these different films. Because yeah, things are pretty freaking crazy out there right now. In fact, despite how you feel about Rona, about Delta, about all of this stuff, maybe just smash the like button on this video. Take out your frustration on that like button. Okay, so there was a short period of time when theaters looked to be opening back up and things looked to be trending in a pretty positive direction, but that was all before Delta, and Delta pretty much ruined all of that.
Well, that sucks.
We are now in an almost completely different situation than we were just a month ago. And in the course of that month, here's a number of different weird things that happened that made a lot of people, including myself, believe it was possible that some of these movies would get delayed or some of the Marvel movies could show up on Disney Plus day and date, just like they did with Black Widow. Number one, in the most recent Venom 2 trailer, it changed the text in the trailer to say coming this fall instead of coming September 24th. And the film was just officially delayed in Australia and New Zealand into October because of Delta. And around the time of that trailer coming out, a bunch of people noticed that even Spider-Man No Way Home was being removed from the coming soon sections of different theaters, although that's not really conclusive. That's just different theaters making moves, but maybe they know something that we don't know. Sony made another very bold move in regards to sort of reopening its own studio, and it put out a notice to all employees that would be coming back to work at the actual studio that plan is being delayed a whole month. They were all supposed to come back to the office September 7th. Now they're delaying all of that into October because, again, of Delta. So all that's pretty wild, and it's connected to Venom and it's connected to Spider-Man as well. When it comes to No Way Home, we're not entirely sure what that could mean. People are concerned because of the theaters taking it out of there. And I think the fact that we have not got a trailer yet makes it a big question mark, but I want to come back to that in a moment. Let's talk about a movie that is actively being promoted right now, and that's Marvel's Shang-Chi.
It's time for you to take your place by my side.
Now, you will recall, guys, that Shang-Chi was supposed to be the first Marvel movie to be exclusively in theaters, going away from the same day and date release strategy that Black Widow used with the Disney Plus Premier Access. But that announcement was made in December of last year, when, again, things look totally different than they do now. And in some recent tweets and promotion for Shang-Chi, the studio has noticeably removed the only in theaters parts of its promotion. In fact, here is something from a while ago talking about how you will experience it only in theaters on September 3rd, and the most recent stuff is saying experience it in theaters September 3rd, not only in theaters. And that's very similar to what they did with Black Widow. On a lot of the Black Widow posters and trailers, it said experience it in theaters, not only in theaters, but in theaters, and it sort of left the Disney Plus Premier Access off of the posters and promotion in general because they really wanted to push theatrical release, but it didn't say exclusively, and everybody knew that, yes, it was also going to be available for Premier Access. And of course, the whole lawsuit and the situation with Scarlett Johansson makes this thing even weirder. Who knows exactly what Disney wants to do, but I think absent of that lawsuit, which is really what you got to do as a business, like you should just be operating without the knowledge, or basically without catering your moves or things to a lawsuit. You got to be doing what you got to do for business, profit, and your shareholders. And I think if you just look out there in the world, something like Shang-Chi that we thought could have popped off in theaters with all these different delays and close downs and just all the fear about Delta and the fact that you look at the box office numbers and they're pretty bad. Well, I think it's totally possible that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings will actually be coming out same day and date with Disney Plus, because, folks, they have already started to promote this, and they've been promoting the heck out of it. Different featurettes, little TV spots, etc., etc. I highly doubt they want to delay that movie, so they want to get it out there. If the theater situation is abysmally bad, look for Premier Access for Shang-Chi, which, by the way, not going to brag too much in this video, but I did call as a possibility even back when they said it would just come out in theaters. I was like, I don't know about that. They could always change it. I think you could be seeing that thing on Disney+. Now, a couple other additions to this. Admet Chaudhary, who is an insider out there, said the next 1 to 2 weeks might decide Shang-Chi's release date. As of now, Disney hasn't sent the final cut to the international markets where it's releasing early. I'll update if it arrives. Basically, this report indicates that Marvel still hasn't even sent the movie out to other marketplaces, indicating that they could delay it. And again, they're promoting it, but if they're just trying to get past this whatever surge or crazy thing that's happening with Delta right now, maybe delaying a month or two could still work out for the movie and they wouldn't lose out too much on all that promotion. But again, I think they really want it to release in that September 3rd spot. And Simu Liu just posted a video in Times Square, or somewhere, I think it was Times Square, talking about this crazy billboard indicating that yes, the movie will release September 3rd. So a little bit back and forth there out there online about whether or not Shang-Chi will stick to its release date, delay, or go to Disney+. Again, my personal feeling, it'll stick its date, possibly also release on Disney+ for premiere access. And now I got to talk about the stuff you don't want to hear, but that's the fact that I think the Eternals and Spider-Man No Way Home could absolutely be delayed depending on what happens in the next several weeks and maybe even the next couple of months. The big difference for these movies compared to Shang-Chi is that hasn't actually been a big push for promotion. Disney has not spent a lot of money. Sony has not spent a lot of money promoting either of these two movies, so they won't have to spend even more money or potentially, you consider it lost money because you promote something, then you got to turn around and promote it again for a different date. It's kind of like, losing some of your promotional money there. So they haven't done that, so they could easily just delay it, especially if it looks like it's just going to be one more kind of surge or one more kind of delay because of this crazy thing, and we'll get on the other end of that early next year. I could see Marvel, Sony just delaying things just a little bit, pushing things down the line, something that they could potentially do. However, Disney does have a rough year on the books. A lot of businesses have a rough year on the books just because of what happened with the Rona, but especially when it comes to their theme park stuff, Disney has been pretty diminished in its ability to earn, money from theme parks because of Delta resurging and money in movies, again, because of Delta resurging. Disney Plus is literally keeping them afloat, and I just see a scenario here, as crazy as it would seem and as wild as it would be to the industry, but I could see a scenario in which Disney day and date releases Eternals from Premiere Access and then possibly does the same thing with Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, the Spider-Man No Way Home thing, I don't even know legally if they could do that. That's up to the big Disney and Sony lawyers to figure out. I know this would shake things up majorly in the industry because No Way Home is looked at, I think, by Sony as potentially the most profitable movie they'll ever make, or at least until they make another one. Maybe Spider-Verse goes to the next level in that other one or whatever, but it's a huge movie for Sony, but it's also a huge movie for Hollywood, for the entire entertainment industry when it comes to movies. I am sure there's a lot of pressure on both sides. I am sure people in Hollywood are like, no, for goodness sakes, delay that movie, have it come out in theaters. It'll be $1 billion movie. It'll save movie theaters and bring people back to the theaters. And then I'm sure there's pressure from shareholders and people at Disney where they're like, we could break premiere access records. We could make so much money in a world where people can't make money for movies. And, I don't know, like maybe we want to go that route. So I find this to be completely fascinating. My gut tells me that Spider-Man, very low chance of going day and date for Disney Plus, but that's probably just because of the legalese and the, deal they have with Sony. They don't fully control the distribution of that, and Sony might have distribution deals already in place. But Shang-Chi and Eternals, I could absolutely see going to premiere access, and I guess that's kind of the update, guys. Like, it's a wild world that we live in, but it really does look like, if you look at some of the evidence we brought up and just the numbers out there in the world, it seems like a lot of this stuff could get delayed or go on to Disney Plus. So those are the reports, my thoughts on it. I of course want to know what you think about the possibilities. Let me know what you think could happen with all of these movies, and what do you want to happen with these movies. Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this update video, make sure you drop a like on this video. Helps it get pushed out to more people in the YouTube algorithm. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.